Bills Mafia. Are you ready? From North Carolina to Buffalo, the Mafia is united. This is your home for the passion, the power, and the pride of the Buffalo Bills. Welcome to Bills Mafia Carolina Takeover. Let's go, Bills.
All right, Bills Mafia, welcome back. And finally, I apologize for the voice. I was representing Bills Mafia Carolina Takeover at what arguably might have been, I mean, I haven't been to a lot of away stadiums, but what I can tell you for sure is when there was third down and they were like, let's let the defense out, a normal stadium, like there were points where there was nothing. This was run by the Mafia as expected. And I'm assuming probably most of the games, somebody had told me Dallas and Pittsburgh as well. But Tim, the Bills get 40 on Carolina.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts there.
You guys played a good game. It's about time that James Cook finally got the ball and started being your bell cow, because that's what he should have been from the get-go. But no, it was a good game. I'm very surprised how Andy Dalton played. I thought he would play better than he did, but obviously Andy Dalton loves the Bills because he put you guys in the playoffs years ago. Now he just wants to give you guys wins.
Yeah, he helped us get to the playoffs, and we gave him $17 each of us, and probably, well, I not probably, but I know for a fact it was the most donations they've ever received in that organization. But yeah, I was surprised. I know we talked about it last week. We had mentioned like what kind of different game this would be without Bryce Young in there. I certainly thought it was a better chance for the Bills to win this one just because of, Dalton's not going to move around the pocket that much.
Mm-hmm.
But from your perspective, you mentioned James Cook, but just overall, like with the new additions, the defense got back and stuff like that. Total game here, all three sides of the ball.
All three sides of the ball, but Carolina is one of the weaker teams in the league. So we're really gonna see when we play Kansas City this week.
Yeah.
What step forward we made. But hey, a win's a win. You just play who's on your schedule.
Right. Yeah. It was a great game. I feel like it's really big and the Bills did a little bit of this last year, I think, when you can sit guys, right? I mean, they sat guys 10, 11 minutes left in that game. Like that is a huge thing where Josh doesn't have to play the whole game, right?
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Obviously keep guys healthy as much as you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously more playing time, the better for all your backups as well.
Exactly. And I thought the defense played really well with the two new additions. It seemed like it was more pass rush a little bit there that we haven't seen in the last couple weeks. And you had mentioned this last week. The run defense was going to be a crucial part of this game as well, right? And
absolutely.
I felt like they played really well.
Absolutely, you guys did. Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard been playing well for quite a few weeks in a row, and you guys shut them down. So that's
52 yards. I think they had 52 yards there on that piece. So that was really good. Anything coming out of that game that you're like, maybe?
Honestly, other than I know you guys are spreading around the ball again, it's the same thing I harp on all the time. I want to see more from your receivers. Yes, yeah. Shakur had a great play, but most of his yards was on literally one play.
Yeah.
I want to see. I literally want Keon Coleman to take that next step. That's what I want to see.
I thought the Bills were run heavy. I was at the game, so of course I was hoping for, Josh Allen to throw it all over the yard, but he didn't. And, the runs by James Cook were great. And I'm not a big fan of those little bubble screens that they've been doing the last couple weeks because they just really haven't been good at doing them. But they certainly did those this Sunday against Carolina, and Shakir broke one out for a touchdown. So that seems to be kind of like what maybe we're going to be seeing the rest of the season after the bye.
Well, the Bills play safe. Hey, you know what? If you can run the ball, you're going and stop the run, you win most games. So
Yeah.
get James Cook going. And then
Yeah.
the thing is, if they stop James Cook, you still got Josh Allen. So that's a
Yeah.
huge
Yeah.
plus. So they can't put 8 men in the box because they know they're going to kill that way.
Yeah.
But again, the receivers have to be the ones that can take advantage of that as well.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to bring up before we kind of, put this in a bow and move on here. But so 40 points, and Josh only threw one touchdown pass. And he ran it in twice. One of them was at the goal line, where it was the pick from Epineza, who
Yep.
probably should have scored. Not probably, he should have scored. So that one is right there at the goal line. But Bills putting 40 points on there, and their best player only had one touchdown pass. That's going to be tough for any team that's playing against the Bills going down the stretch. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, granted, I don't care what team you are. If you're giving up 200 yards rushing to a running back, you're
True,
probably
true.
losing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Unless you're the Bills and you played Baltimore and you gave up 200 plus yards and still won the game. All right. Any last kind of nuggets here for Bills Mafia after the Carolina game before we get into, because we had opened up the floodgates of emails here, and we've got a couple more. So any final words on the Carolina Bills matchup?
No, you know what? I saw Harrison played. Want to see more. Now he didn't play bad. I just want to see more and see if he could be the one that's going to help that secondary because God knows you guys need it.
Yeah, I thought and it's a great point. I appreciate bringing that up. So, yeah, I thought he played well. He played a lot. I didn't think he was going to play the whole game for sure. And he certainly didn't play at the fourth quarter, but he had that one big hit, kind of his first NFL tackle. I don't know if you saw it on TV there, but it was a big time hit. And so he does look good. And that's kind of the speed that we need going into Kansas City.
But we're going to get into it, but I think you guys got to make some trade deadline deals.
Yeah. I agree.
Especially with the injury of Ed Oliver, who's going to be out for the season, which is a huge blow to you guys.
Yeah, rumor has it is Harrison Phillips is out there in New York, former Bill. He would be, his cap numbers are a big hit next year, but he would be he would be an option to do there. I mean, we have Jordan Phillips, but I wouldn't be surprised if
Harrison
they go
Phillips
that route.
is not a bad guy, but he's old.
Yeah.
Let's if you guys can make a better move than that, I would do so. Especially if Harrison Phillips has a big cap number.
Yeah. Before we move on, because you brought this up, so if you could only do one thing on trade deadline, there's only one position you can trade for. Are you, with Ed Oliver's situation being out probably till the playoffs, and the help that the Bills need on wide receiver, if you're the GM of the Bills, and you only get one shot, are you saying it's got to be D tackle now because Ed's out, or it's got to be wide receiver?
At this point, I would say it's got to be a D tackle because the fact is your run defense was horrible when Ed Oliver wasn't playing the past few weeks. He comes back. Obviously, Ed Oliver helps your pass rush as well. But if you can get a better defensive tackle, because guess what? You're going to have to stop people.
Interesting only because these last couple weeks you were on the number one wide receiver train. Now the situation happens with,
well, if you maybe I'm saying you make both moves because guess what?
No.
You got to put the chips in the middle right now. But
Right.
if you got to pick one, defense wins championships, and that's what we're trying to do.
Bills can only pick one. If they're going to do anything, they're only going to do one. So you forget about wide receiver. You're going to roll with what you have, and you go D tackle.
If you got to pick one, yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And you go pick up a free agent.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting, and we'll certainly get more into it. But now let's transition into what is starting to be kind of the favorite thing. The Mafia has been very quiet, but if you tuned in last week, Tim started getting hammered with some of these emails. And my inbox on BillsMafiaCTO@gmail.com has also been hammered again, not only with Mafia mail, but for Tim. So we're going to get into this here.
That's not a problem. They want to bring the smoke. I'm here for it.
All right, before we get into this, we are proud to announce that we have been sponsored by Doobie, D-U-B-B-Y. Doobie is a brand of energy drink powder that aims to provide smooth, focused energy without any of the jitters or crash often associated with other energy drinks. And I know Tim the Outsider is excited
I love
for
it.
this to get his hands on it. And this is perfect for the Mafia because when football season is here, we have to be up and ready to go nonstop. Trade deadlines right around the corner. It is somewhat of a healthier alternative. It does have coffee, fruit extract, and vitamins B3, B6, B12, and C, as well as amino acids. Some of the key features include sugar-free, calorie-free, free of fillers, and artificial colors or dyes, which I know Tim, the Outsider, is super pumped about. Aren't you, Tim?
I only put natural stuff in this body.
That's
My
it.
body is a temple.
That's it. You can get Doobie, D-U-B-B-Y is the name of the energy drink. You can use our code, Bills Mafia CTO, all one word. You can get 10% off on your energy drink.
10%.
10%. That's big time. And you just
Wow.
put in Bills Mafia CTO, and that is at the checkout. You'll get 10% off. And you can let them know you are a mad listener of Bills Mafia Carolina Takeover. This is starting to be a feature on our show. Tim the Outsider is starting to get some mail here. And Tim, I've got a mail here from Kelly from Elmira, New York. And are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. Hey, Tim, I've got to say, I didn't agree with a lot of what you said leading up to the Carolina game, but I still respect how you call it like you see it. That said, how about them Bills? James Cook was electric. Josh looked confident again, and the whole team just seemed to play with that spark we've been waiting for. I know you've been hard on them lately, but I'm curious, Tim, did that game change how you feel about where this team is heading? You always talk about consistency, and I totally get that. But if they can bottle that up, what we saw Sunday, this group could be dangerous down the stretch. Just wanted to know if that performance moved the needle for you at all, or if you're still holding off buying in. Go Bills. Kelly from Elmira, New York. Thank you, Kelly. Tim?
First of all, Kelly, we don't need to brag because we beat Carolina. Let's relax. As far as is it changed my mind? No. This is the week that's gonna see where you guys stack up. I want to see where this defense goes when you got Kansas City. And not, Mahomes, who can actually move around, where Andy Dalton is just sitting there being a tackling dummy.
Yeah,
I want to see this. I want you guys to prove it to me. Show me. And by the way, all you guys, you want to brag, go ahead. I don't hate the Bills. I'm just not in the Bills Mafia.
You're the outsider. It sounds like Tim may be getting a little thin-skinned here. You guys coming after him, and he's getting a little thin-skinned. But yeah, I got to agree here with Tim again. I love the passion, Kelly, but it is Carolina. The real test here is going to be coming up when you got, Kansas City, you've got Tampa, and then you got Philadelphia. And let's not forget about New England, right? We had Jesse from Pats fan from Boston a couple weeks ago, and he had set it up as if the Pats were going to get killed by the Bills, and yeah, they weren't going to win a game. And now they're at there, and that Tim, that game in Buffalo in a few weeks on December 12th, that's a huge game.
Oh, the Pats, 100%.
Yeah. So,
right now, Drake May's under the radar MVP candidate.
That's right.
So you guys better watch out for the Patriots. They got nothing to lose. This is a young team that are just playing above their heads right now, and they continue to do it.
Yeah. So Kelly, I do agree with some of this here. Definitely, James was electric. Josh looked confident again, but bottling that up is definitely something we're going to need to go here, and consistency. And we haven't had that in the weeks leading up to Carolina. So I appreciate Kelly Andrews from Elmira, New York. Are you ready for another one, Tim?
Sure. Are you coming at me again?
Well, I don't know about this one here. Rico Alvarez from Cincinnati, Ohio writes in, Tim, all right, listen up. Well, that already doesn't sound good. But Tim, all right, listen up. after the Carolina beatdown, I'm feeling reckless, and I blame you for every pessimistic take you tossed our way this month. We look crisp, physical, and like the kind of team that can make a statement. Now we've got Kansas City looming. They're dangerous, sure. But after watching James Cook run for 200 plus and Josh play with the pocket confidence, I'm not scared. Well, that's good, Rico. I'm hyped. Rico needs some of that Doobie energy drink. So here's what I
Or
want
he
to
doesn't.
hear from you on the show. What's one thing Chiefs have that actually scares you? And what's one thing Buffalo has that makes you think when they come into Buffalo, we're going to get a win? Be specific. Don't hide behind matchups or schemes. Give me a real answer, Tim. Bet you can't keep it balanced, but you try anyway. Rico from Cincinnati, Ohio. Wow, bringing the thunder. He needs that doobie stuff. Make sure you check out Bills Mafia CTO for your 10% discount. Go ahead, Tim.
All right. So first of all, is what you guys need to prove. Let's see here. Kansas City, Buffalo. This is what we're gonna. You guys. I'm gonna start with what you guys have. You guys have Josh Allen, and he better step it up because Kansas City's got a better defense, and you're gonna have to score points. If James Cook's the one that's doing it, fantastic. Because if you're running the ball, that keeps the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands.
Yeah.
But to go answer the question as well, what Kansas City has is they have Mahomes. And here's the thing is you guys got to prove to me on defense that you can stop people.
Yeah.
Now, if you can keep Mahomes, I would say realistically between 25, 30 points. If it's in there, you guys got a shot. But you guys need to stop some people.
I agree. And we'll get into the Kansas City game in a little while here, a few minutes, and just talk about that. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Rico's kind of taken a little too far, and he come down that coffee there. I mean, certainly Josh didn't have a great day. Is James Cook going to be able to run 200 yards every game? Probably not. In fact, he may not do another game that way.
Well, you might have to send him some Doobie energy drink so
Yes.
he actually can get to 200.
Yeah,
200
exactly.
yards.
Exactly right. So, it's exciting for sure, especially after 2 weeks in the bye, but certainly, it's definitely going to be something that we're going to have to certainly look into for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, we thank you for your emails. Make sure you email Tim. So if you want to email Tim, you can do that as BillsMafiaCTO@gmail.com. Now all of a sudden it's just going crazy for Tim, but it's fine. Yeah, you know what? That's what we're here for.
They want to talk their trash. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You know what, Bills Mafia? Come get some.
We're going to switch it up this week. Give me a little X factor, Tim, on your game today.
As far as I'm going to tell you the matchup I'm going to be looking at is I want to see who actually gets put on Rashid Rice.
Okay.
I want to see if it's going to be Tre'Davious White or is it going to be Harrison?
Yeah. Yeah.
They definitely want to use him a lot. He's going to be somebody you're going to have to worry about. And honestly, from what I've seen coverage wise, you guys got to do better.
Yeah. What's the one thing you think the Bills can do here to win this?
You got to put pressure on Mahomes. That's number one. You got to make Mahomes uncomfortable. Get a turnover or two. And it's really going to be the turnover battle as well. You guys need to cause a turnover or two, but not give up any.
And so for me, the X factor here is going to be similar to what we had in Carolina, a little bit of both Josh and Cook. For sure, the defense is going to be the key to this, how much pass rush we can get and stop in there. We're going to have difficulty on the cornerback side of things for sure. I think speed-wise, Harrison, I feel like we can get Harrison, Taron Johnson, and Benford on the field majority of the snaps. I think we have a better shot than Trey White, Benford and Taron Johnson there.
Mhm.
It's going to be interesting as well as the linebacker side of things here, Tim, because historically Matt Milano or Benford would play that Kelsey role. Kansas City has 2 tight ends now. Kelsey, I don't think is doing a whole lot. But then you've got, the other tight end there as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they match up and what they do.
I mean, with Kansas City, you're always gonna have to worry about Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
We'll see if the linebackers can match up. I mean, honestly, or use a safety, anything to keep in front of Travis Kelce. At least he is slowing down.
Yeah.
He is not the player he used to be, but he's still a threat.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And then you got to worry about the Swifties as well.
The Swifties as well. God, so that's good. Well, yeah, I mean, I think for this game being at home, the Bills really need to come out firing. We say it every week, but I think I'm more concerned with the wide receivers than I am with like the running, the running backs there. I know we talked about it without Ed Oliver, so that's going to be interesting. But I just want to see them focus more on getting Cook play action involved on the offensive side of the ball. Would you say that should be the priority there for the offense?
Oh, 100. I think that should be your offense regardless.
Yeah.
I think it should be Cook first and then play off Cook.
Yeah.
That's the way your offense should be going.
Yeah.
As far as Ed Oliver, here's the problem with Ed Oliver is, yes, he's there for the run. And he's absolutely helps out with the run, but he's a huge interior pass rusher.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys are going to miss.
Yeah.
That's why I would almost go get a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
But I think you're absolutely right as far as worry about the receivers. Don't worry about the running backs. Kansas City doesn't have good running backs, period, right now. They're okay. But it's a running back by committee, and there's already plenty of trade rumors of Kansas City looking for a running back, which one of the guys on the books is one of your rivals, Breece Hall, could be a Kansas City Chief.
Yeah. Well, if they get that deal done, it'll be after the Bills game, I would imagine. So, Tim, what's your pick for the game Sunday?
It's going to be really close. I'm really debating on where I'm going with this. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to actually say I think the Bills are going to win this one. Here's the reason why. I was going to go with Kansas City, the way Kansas City's been playing, because they've been playing great ball the past few weeks. But this is a huge game. This is a playoff game. It has huge playoff implications. Not only, between you guys and Kansas City, but you guys got to keep pace with the Patriots as well. And it's going to come down to who do you want to play in Kansas City in the playoffs, or do you want to play in Buffalo? And you better win this game. And I think the Bills Mafia is going to get the Bills up. And I think they're going to play above their heads. I'm going to say they're going to win 30-20.
Yeah, I'm not going to dive too much into this game here, but I'm going to say straight up 28-21 Bills. I think to your point, Tim, playoff atmosphere, a 4:00 game, and I think the Bills get it done for seeding. Kansas City is on a roll, but if we see what we saw on Sunday against Carolina, I think the Bills can get this done. So 28-21 is mine. All right, there you have it. I think everyone's kind of circled this game since the start of the season. I'm looking forward to it. National game for sure, with national implications and seeding really on that piece. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun game for sure. All right, guys, it's now time for Tim's favorite part of the show, Mafia Mail.
Bills Mafia, make some noise. It's time for Mafia Mail.
We're starting to get an influx of emails, and I'm having to figure out where they go. This one goes to Tim. This one goes to Mafia Mail. Now we have the Mafia Mail. This is from Carlos, Vega from Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio, because we like to do a little college trivia here. Dayton University of Dayton. Is that right, Tim?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and they I believe they have a pretty good basketball program. If I'm not mistaken, they went pretty deep in a tournament or two the last couple years.
They're okay,
All right.
but
Well, there you go.
we'll take it.
Well, Bills Mafia, he says, listen up. After the Carolina blowout, the vibe at Buffalo is back. The run game showed up. The offense looked balanced. The defense actually slammed the door when it mattered. That was the kind of team and performance that makes you believe. Now, Kansas City rolls in. Everyone's talking about their weapons, their swagger, but I'm thinking this is our chance to prove those Carolina fireworks weren't a one-off. So here's my question for you guys. What's the single key play or matchup we have to win on Sunday to take control of the game? And who's on Buffalo's roster is most likely to make it happen? Keep it real. Give me a name. Let's go Bills. Carlos from Dayton, Ohio. Thank you, Carlos, for chiming in. And it's a good question. We kind of talk about it all episodes. But Tim, go ahead.
The key matchup is stopping Chris Jones. As far as on the Buffalo offensive line, because he does go all over the board, so it's everybody's going to have to step it up. He cannot be disruptive. Kansas City doesn't. Their pass rushers are okay, but Chris Jones is a problem. If you can neutralize him, that's going to go a long way when it comes to James Cook.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. Chris Jones is going to be a problem. My concern is the tight ends here. I feel like with Max Harrison back, Taron Johnson and Benford on the outside there, although, it's any cornerback playing that wide receiver group is going to be tough, but I think it's really the inside, the middle linebackers, who's going to match up with Kelsey, who's going to match up with the other tight end there. Because you're not going to have Matt and Bernard was on emergency purposes last week against Carolina for high ankles. So we're not sure what that's going to turn out. So that's going to be kind of where I'm looking at here. If the Bills can maybe neutralize that piece. And look, Carlos, the Bills are going to give up points against Kansas City. They're going to give up yards. This is not going to be a 3-point game. This is, and it's going to be ebb and flows, right? So you gotta just play with those ebb and flows, right?
100%. And you know what, you guys, you're not going to stop Kansas City, just like you said, but you didn't make some stops here and there.
Yeah,
when it's needed. When you guys got the chance, you need to make the play.
Yeah, and turnovers, right?
100%.
I mean, AJ Epinesa gets that and runs it to the goal line. That's an easy 7 points. Easy 7 points, right? When you get it to the 1 yard line with the Bills. So, certainly that plays a part into it. But good question, Carlos. And I think the offensive side of the ball too, Josh Allen being Josh, maybe being a little bit more explosive. I think he's going to need it. It's going to be interesting though, Tim, right? Like Spags defense typically plays man to man, but now with James Cook as on fire as he is, do you see Spags maybe doing something different there? Or
I do not. He's an attacking defensive.
So he's going to focus on Josh.
Been.
He's going to focus on Josh and let Cook do what he needs to do.
He's one of those guys that's going to take something away. Will it be James Cook? Maybe. And honestly, it could be James Cook because it's not so much about Josh Allen. It's about, are those receivers going to be able to take advantage of Kansas City?
Yeah.
And I don't know if they can.
Yeah. I think that's a great point. New England and Atlanta, they took away Cook and they allowed Josh to beat them. And that was, impossible to do.
Well, here's the thing that you guys did against Carolina. You need to almost force feed James Cook. Stop the running back by committee stuff. You want to give him a rest here and there, cool. But you know what? Let him earn that contract and do what he did this week.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate it again to Carlos Vega from Dayton, Ohio, University of Dayton. The Dayton Flyers, I think is what they're called. So we appreciate you chiming in on Mafia Mail. And if you have a question for us here at Bills Mafia Carolina Takeover, you can email us at billsmafiacto@gmail.com. And we look forward to reading your Mafia Mail next.
And that closes out this week's Mafia Mail. Always love hearing from the family. Now, back to the action.
welcome back. It is now the time for our weekly picks where I give, yes, very exciting. I give Tim a couple
What's the
games.
record?
Yeah, we're going to get
What's
into
the-
that. I'll give Tim a couple games, and he has to pick from the top of his dome. He does not know what games I'm giving him. So here we go. Tim, last week you had the Falcons, and
Yeah.
I had the Dolphins. So that's a win for me and a loss for you.
Okay.
So that is 11-9 for myself. We're doing this real time, and 10-10 for you. Let's see. So then you had the Browns. I'm sorry, the Bengals and the Jets. We both had the Bengals. So
Yeah, we both lost.
yeah, we both lost on that one. So you are now 10-11, and I am 11-10. And then you had the Pats. I had the Broncos, which I thought the Browns. I thought maybe that'd be an upset city there. It wasn't. So good job there. You got that one. So you're now 11-11.
I mean Broncos Dallas, right? That's what you mean.
No. Pats Browns.
Oh, Pats Browns. Okay.
Yep. So we're now 11-11. And then we had the Giants and the Eagles. And
I took Philly.
you took Philly. You did. Yes. So you are 12-11. And I am 11-11. So you've taken me over there. So congratulations on that. Well done.
You know what? You know what it is? It's a Carolina takeover.
there you go. Carolina takeover. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
NC.
All right. Here we
NC.
go. Week 9. We've got the Ravens versus the Dolphins. This is a Thursday night game. So who do you got here, Tim? You got the Dolphins coming off a big win?
This is going to be tough because I'm not impressed with either one of these teams. But Lamar is supposed to be back. So I am going to take the Ravens.
Yeah, I agree with you here. A Thursday night short week. I'm not sure the Dolphins can put 2 in a row back. They still King Henry over there, I believe. So I'm going to go with the Ravens as well on this one. I'm just not sold that, all of a sudden the Dolphins are going to get on this big hot streak, right? We'd agree
Yep,
with that?
totally get that.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. We've got the Broncos and Texans. Broncos, Texans.
This is going to be a good game. It's going to be a very defensive game as far as 2 of the top defenses in the league going against each other. But from what I've seen, especially with the injuries with the Nico Collins and Christian Kirk on the Texans side, I'm going with Denver.
Okay. Yeah, this one's tough for me here. I think Denver gets it done as well, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. To your point, this is probably coming down to a field goal, maybe
Definitely a defensive game.
Yeah, last second touchdown maybe, or like there's a kick return that kind of ends it basically. So I'm going to go with the Broncos on this one as well. I think they're just the better matchup, the better team on that point. So I'm going to pick them as well. And then let's go Patriots Falcons.
Well, from what I've seen from the Falcons this past week, I can't. There's no way I can choose them. I thought they were a better team than what they showed. I actually thought Kirk Cousins would actually help them out. But the Patriots on a tear. Drake May's playing fantastic ball. Stephon Diggs and Matt Collins, they're tearing it up. I feel like, I'm watching the Bills, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm going with the Patriots.
Okay. Let's see. So the Patriots have the Buccaneers the following week. So I think this is a trap game for the Pats here. I think Atlanta's a weird team, right? I mean, they're up and down. One week they're blowing out teams, other week they're getting crossed. They argue, not arguably, they handled one of the Super Bowl contenders in the Bills. But I don't see them losing this one. I see them coming back, getting back on the rails. I am partial to not picking New England, obviously. But so I'm going to go with the Falcons here. I think they get it done, gets back on track for that piece there. All right.
Did you take the Falcons just because they beat Buffalo?
I mean, I mean, are the Pats going to lose another game? Like, are they just going to lose 2 games, or that's it? And I
Well, you
don't.
know what? Honestly, between the AFC East, the schedule, and obviously being the Jets and the Dolphins in that schedule, the Pats and Buffalo, other than each other, doesn't have a whole lot of games where it's like an automatic loss or a good chance they're going to lose.
Well, I think Tampa Bay is going to be a big game for both teams. I don't know. I feel
I
like
think Tampa Bay is one of those teams that if this was a couple weeks ago, I would absolutely say yes. But they don't have Mike Evans. There's a whole lot of injuries. Now, is it a dangerous team? 100%. But it's not the same team that it was.
Yeah, I just like, look, I'm not trying to throw shade on New England or anything like that, Drake May. I did not think they would be 6-2 right now sitting here with us. So certainly props up to them. I just feel like Falcons are they are a team that, like, if they get going, they're tough to stop. And they've proven they can be a contender in Buffalo. So I don't see any reason why they can't go in and beat a 6-2 hot New England team. So that's why I'm picking the Falcons.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I don't think what we saw last week is really an image of what the Falcons are. And
Okay.
we saw it firsthand. So that's why I'm going Falcons there.
All right,
there we go. We're doing 3 this week because it is KC week. We're switching it up. And those are our weekly picks. All right, Bills Mafia. Well, once again, thank you for tuning in, subscribing. Make sure you do that on YouTube and Spotify, as well as any of our social media feeds. We want to thank, first of all, I want to thank all of the comments that we've received on YouTube. They've been fun. They have a lot of support for Tim the Outsider. So that is good. So make sure you check those comments out and leave your comment there. And also make sure you email us at billsmafia@gmail.com. And until next time, guys, be good, do good. God bless. Go Bills.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Bills Mafia Carolina Takeover. Thanks for tuning in and repping the Mafia with us. Don't forget to subscribe, drop your Mafia mail, and join us next time as we bring the passion, the pride, and the power of the Buffalo Bills straight from the Carolinas. Let's go Buffalo.